All right, so this is a Husqvarna 315 Automower. We're going to take a look to see what all comes in the box with this machine here. So, this right here on the top of the box, this is an important piece if you're installing it yourself. What this is a guide you can use for putting down your wire. Kind of use this as a measuring tool there. You know, here's your 0. Run the wire across there. You're at 4 inches, 12 inches, 14 inches. It's nice. You can hold that up against a you know, a flower bed or, you know, the edge of a sidewalk or whatever, and stay consistent then with where you're putting your wire at, which comes in really handy later on when you adjust how far past the wire this machine can go. They have a distance of between 8 to about 20 inches they can drive past the wire. So you got a lot of room to play with there. So this is a big thing you want to figure out when you're going to install the mower, as to how far you're going to keep the wire back from any obstacles or retaining walls or flower beds or anything like that. So then here is the actual mower itself. As you can see, it's sitting in there on the charging station. We got the literature up here in the corner. That must be the power supply down there for the charging station. And there should be another couple packages of things in here yet we'll dig out, probably underneath the mower. So let's get this thing pulled out and see what all we got in here. Okay, we pulled the mower out. Have it sitting here. You know, as we said, we got the charging station, we got our literature, we got the power supply over there for the charging station. So there's more to this, we know that. So let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. Under here you got your bag of goodies. In here you have your labels to mark your different wires when you install it. Guide wire, your perimeter wires, and this cord in here, this is your low voltage cable. You have to use this between the charging station and the power supply. So you got to make sure to plug that in there or nothing will work. Looks like here are the plastic screws for mounting the charging station down to the ground. They're socket head cap screws, so they just take an Allen wrench to put them in. I believe, yep, right there is the Allen wrench. It comes with it. And in there you got your alarm sticker decal you can put on the mower. And let's see, right here, this is your spare mower blades and spare shoulder screws that actually hold the blades in and the blades pivot on. So this comes with 3 extra sets of blades, so there's 9 blades in there, and there's already 3 on the mower, so you're good to go for quite a while when you buy one of these things. You know, easily enough to get through one season in most areas. So we'll toss all this aside for now. We don't really need it, and we'll take a look at some of this other stuff. Okay, so this is the charging station. Here you can see the LED inside there. That's your indicator, you know, that's going to be your buddy to help you troubleshoot your system if there's a problem. If that thing's flashing blue, then there's a problem with your wiring, and your mower's not going to be doing anything. So then around to the back here, got a button right here. You push this in, this flips open, and you can see there's your plug for your low voltage cable. Here's your right perimeter wire, the left perimeter wire, and the 1 guide wire. Now on the 315 you only have 1 guide wire, on the 430 you have 2, and on the 450 you have 3. So what happens here is, this is your perimeter wire and this is your perimeter wire, and this makes a loop the whole way around the mowing area, and the 2 ends of the loop connect here to finish it off. The guide wire runs from this tab here, or whichever other tabs if you have a 430 or 450. The guide wire runs from the charging station out through the yard and connects into your perimeter wire at whatever point you decide to connect it at. And what the guide wire does is it creates a straighter path for the mower to get back to the charging station. It also gives you another area in your yard that you can program the mower to start out at. So what you can do with this is you could program this mower, say 25% of the time, it's going to back out of the charging station, and it will follow guide wire 1, say 50 yards, and then it's going to start mowing at that spot. You could also do that with the perimeter wires too. You can have it, you know, say another 30% of the time, it's going to follow left perimeter wire 25 yards, and it's going to start mowing in that area. And you can do that. That's a way to force it to learn the yard faster, to learn the areas that it's going to be mowing faster. It's also, with the guide wire, like I said, it's a good way for it to find its way back to the charging station faster. And this is all stuff that you can program in the mower. You know, the ways for it to find home, where to start at, the different areas, the percentages of times it's supposed to go to those areas. So a lot of things you can do with just these 3 little tabs right here to speed up the productivity of your mower. And that's all important because it's actually going to map out the yard that it's mowing. So if you use these, you know, the right way, you're going to speed up that whole process of it generating that map and it learning its yard. And once it learns the yard, it's going to speed up productivity. And if you own one of these, you know what I'm talking about. After about a month, this thing is way more efficient. It knows where it's going, it knows what it's doing, and really has your yard looking good in a matter of just a couple weeks because it knows it so well. Okay, this is your power supply. This is that white box that was sitting in the corner of the big box. And inside here you have your transformer. Now this one's different than the one for the 430 and for the 450. You know, each one of these mowers has each model mower, I should say, has a different style power supply for the charging station. And as you can see, 2-prong, so you can plug it in just about anywhere. Then your low voltage cable connects onto here, and then the other end of the low voltage cable connects into the back of the charging station, and that's how you operate this thing. You don't want to try to plug this directly into the charging station, or you'll cause yourself a lot of damage. Here you can see all the specs on the power supply. So if it's not working or something comes up, you can easily test this thing because you can see how many volts it's supposed to be putting out. You know, the output right there, 28 volts. Let's see, right there's the Husqvarna part number. If you ever need to get another one, just call them up or call up your dealer and tell them this is the one you need. This is the part number. Pretty straightforward. Has 2 holes here. You know, you can mount it on a wall, hang it up outside. You want to try to keep this thing out of the sun the best you can. You know, you don't want to get too hot. It'll just cause it to fail prematurely. But these things are weatherproof and usually hold up pretty well. And this is the paperwork that was in the box here. You got an operator's manual. You got the quick guide. The quick guide is really nice. Gives you a pretty simplistic idea and view of what you need to do here as far as like the install, you know, where you want to position the charging station at. See, it shows you right here, hooking a low voltage cable in between there. You know, shows you when you're installing the wire. You don't want to have it going over humps or divots in the ground like that. You want it to be pulled down tight. Then it shows you here how to lay out with your guide wire, and you can see here the guide wire coming out of the charging station. It goes around and connects into the perimeter wire. They use this guide wire here on this one to help navigate the mower through this corridor and into the backyard. So gives you a little idea there of how you go about setting it up if you're installing it yourself. And then, you know, over here is just the just some facts and quick tips about what you want to do and how you want to do that when you're setting it up. And in here in the operator's manual, you get into the more little bit more technical stuff. You know, it tells you what parts are what on here, how the mower behaves, how to adjust the height of cut, that kind of stuff. How to set up a few other things on the mower. Got the eco mode, weather timer, all that stuff is explained how you turn that on and off in here. Pretty simplistic, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Here's all the technical specs on the different models of Automower, so you can always compare if you want. Yeah, that's about it with the manuals there. They're in a whole bunch of different languages, that's why they're so thick. So, okay, so that's it. That's all there was in the box here for our Automower. Except for one other little thing. There was another paper in there. Always make sure that your mower comes with the PIN number, because you're going to need that when you get home or when you go to get this thing out and set it all up. First thing you have to do is put the PIN number in on the control panel here on the Automower. It doesn't matter what model you have, it's going to ask you for that PIN number. And you want to make sure your dealer gives you that before you leave. Always check that you have that. If you've ordered one of these and they've shipped it to you, if they didn't put that in there, you need to call them right away and get that set up, because like I say, that's the most important part you're going to need is to get this going, is to have that PIN number. If you don't have the PIN number, it's going to take you a while to get one, because to them, you know, you call Husqvarna, they're going to think right away that it's stolen, because who wouldn't have the PIN number if you just bought it? So just one thing you want to make sure of. Always make sure when you buy one of these that the PIN number is included.